What's up guys, we've got this beautiful E46 cabriolet in today and we're going to turn it from this loved but well used and less cared for car into this, which is the completely transformed vehicle looking amazing and ready for sale. So follow along on this journey as we transform this car. Really happy with how this one's come out. So welcome to this 2006 BMW 320i convertible, one of the last ones made. Owned by the father, who has since sadly passed away, and it's been handed on to his son. This family car has a great history and it's only got 65,000 miles on the clock, which is really low for one of these. As you can see, however, on the outside there is a lot of room for improvement, and it's obvious that the car has not had a decent clean in quite some time, although at least there are no dents or other damage present on the bodywork. The interior is showing some minor signs of wear from regular use, and again doesn't seem to have had a deep clean in quite a long time. There are a few items such as a gear shifter which need replacing to make it feel factory fresh once more. The door shuts were quite dirty and there was a lot of leaves and other debris around the engine bay, although nothing that a decent clear out couldn't fix. So we've got a fair amount of work to carry out on this car, so let's not waste any time, let's get straight into the project. Guys, I'm sorry to interrupt this amazing program, but if you're watching this on YouTube, you might see below the video our subscriber number. It would mean the world to me if you enjoy this video and this kind of content, if you could hit that subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up. It helps us get cooler cars on the channel, it allows us to focus more time on making great content for you guys and to upgrade our equipment as well. Thank you very much guys, and I hope you enjoy the video. So first up, we're going to be cleaning the engine bay. We're going to start off with our usual process, which is a variety of pre-wash cleaners. We're going to get in there with some brushes and snow foam, and we're going to rinse everything off so we can get it as clean as we can. When the engine bay has been cleaned and you actually open the bonnet, it's going to look really nice. It's always a pleasant experience when you open the bonnet to see that the car's been really well cared for. And some people will be saying that you can't clean the engine bay of cars. Don't worry, it's completely safe. All of the plugs, clips and connectors and whatnot are weatherproofed, not forgetting that cars are designed to have an amount of water come through their grills and up through the wheel arches and whatnot as well. When we are rinsing the engine, we just want to be mindful to not point a jet wash super close to any electrical connections. The sort of distance that you see here is fine. We're going to get on with the cleaning of the fabric roof. Got a drill brush which has got the white bristles, so these are quite soft, so they're not going to damage the roof. I've got a Vican brush which is a little bit stiffer, so I can use this by hand on some of the edges. I've got a mixed density bristle brush here, which is just going to be used for general areas. The process for this is very simple. We're just going to start off with some all-purpose cleaner. We're going to get in there with the brushes, do some work and try and get it as clean as we can. Then we're going to snow foam over the top and then again give it another secondary clean. And then between the all-purpose cleaner and the snow foam, we're hoping to get a really good result on this roof. It's not actually in that bad condition, it's just a little bit dirty, it hasn't been cleaned for a while. Now that our initial clean has been completed, we're going to go over with the snow foam just to break off any remaining dirt, and then we will rinse it all off and see how good it looks, I hope. Right, time to rinse off. We're going to get on with the wash of the vehicle now. Since we're refurbishing the wheels, we're not really going to touch those. I'm just going to spray some cleaner on them so they're a little bit easier to handle. There's no point wasting time or chemicals cleaning these. I'll start off with the door shuts, fuel cap and trims. And then once they're all cleaned, I'll get on with the actual contact wash and decontamination of the paint. It does feel quite rough, so there's going to be a lot of contamination to remove on this one. So we are going to get on with the contact wash now. I've only got one bucket. If you've seen some of our previous videos, you'll have already understood the reason why. If you are new to the channel, I'll just quickly go over it so you have an idea. This car has not had a detail or paint correction in the past, so it's already got a lot of swirl marks. We're going to be claying the car, we're going to be doing further decontamination steps on the vehicle. They're all going to put significantly more marks in than I could do with just a single bucket wash. So there is no point using 2 buckets at this time. Obviously, if the car has had paint correction, ceramic coating or PPF, then you want to try and be as careful as you can. In those cases, I would 100% recommend the 2 bucket method. But as part of our detailed prep, there is no need unless the car is already new or in otherwise good condition, which this one is not. As we can see, there's no real beading or sheeting on the car So the water is literally just sat on the surface. So there's no hydrophobic properties at all really. So definitely can do with some protection. We will focus on getting the paint in a better condition first. So we've just done the contact wash. I'm now going to let it dry out a little bit. Remember, we've got filtered water, so I don't need to worry about watermarks. I'm going to go do something else for 20 minutes, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to start the chemical decontamination product. So that's the iron remover, the tar remover, and then we will clay the car when it's inside. So we did do the chemical decon as you saw outside, but now we're inside. I'm going to use a clay bar and I'm going to use just a soapy water mix as lubrication. You don't need a dedicated clay lubricant. That is marketing. Don't believe it. So I'm going to use the Built Hamber clay. We're going to use it on the paint and we're going to remove any of the remaining contamination. The car is quite rough. Not sure if you can hear that on the mic, but there is a lot of contamination present. So before we polish, we're going to use this and remove it all. If you're watching a detailing video for the first time, so if this is your first detailing video, thank you for tuning in. The process of claying is very simple. So you take your clay block, you just grab a piece. What you want it to just be is a reasonable size that you can put your sort of fingers across. Squeeze that, flatten it out into a little patty, something like that, which is fine for the first panel that we're going to be working on. Then the process is very simple. You take your soapy water mix, as mentioned, this is just plain, regular soapy water. Just going to spritz it on the panel. And spray a little bit on the clay. Put it on the panel, and then with the balls of your fingers, just glide it around on the panel. It is very rough, but as you go over the panel, you can feel that roughness easing and leading to a much smoother finish. So just going to keep doing that over this trunk deck section, and we're just going to keep going until we are satisfied with the smoothness. It's how a clean and decontaminated panel should be. And you can see some contamination coming off onto the clay bar. So this is the used side. You see you've got some sections of brown here. So it's not super contaminated in terms of what we're pulling off, but there is definitely a roughness to the paint which is not present anymore. So we're going to carry on with the rest of the panel. As you can see, the paint on the E46 is not in a good way. Given the age of the car, it's not actually that bad. However, it can certainly be improved. Now, as we're going for our essentials detail, that's just what we call our lowest level paint correction service. We're not going to be focused on removing 90+% of the defects, and it's going to be removing between 30 and 50% of the swirl marks that are present on the paint. So because of that, we're going to be hitting it with a foam pad. We're not going to be using a microfiber or a wool pad because we're not going for a heavy cut. And we want to make sure that we're not leaving any holograms on the paint, which is why we're going for a slightly more gentle option here. We're going to aim to have all the polishing done in around 6 to 8 hours as part of this entry-level service. Just a little sneak peek in our polishing cupboard. As you can see, we've got pads coming out the wazoo. Probably got 100, 120 odd pads in here, all different types. So as a quick explanation, this is a microfiber pad. This is probably one of the heavier cutting pads. This is a Roops yellow pad. It's a pretty soft pad for refining. I've got a wool hybrid pad here. Again, this is a heavy cut pad. Got a proper wool pad here if we want to have to get the rotary out. I've got little dinky 1-inch pads for our Flex PXE80, our nano polisher. I've got sanding discs. Everything you can possibly need to correct paint is in this cupboard. And I've got plenty of sandpaper as well. And then polish wise, I've got loads of different polishes that will work differently on different types of paint. Some paints are a little bit stickier, so we have to use different polishes for those. So let's get on with the polishing on the E46. As always, we're going to be wiping the panel down with our panel prep solution. There are lots out there on the market. Today we're going to be using Synergy Prep. So I'm just going to buff off the polish. Then I'm going to spray the panel wipe solution on. And the reason that we do this is just to ensure that we're being left with a true finish. So we've done a little test section here, and we're going to peel the tape off, have a look at it, see if we're happy with it. And if we're happy, we're going to carry on the rest of the car with the same combination. It is not perfect. You can see there are still a few imperfections, a few deeper swirls. But as mentioned, this is our entry-level correction package, and it does hurt me as a detailer to leave marks, but that is what the customer's budget and requirements state. But that is a significant improvement. Let's have a look at the improvement. So that is a pretty good improvement. Again, reminder, this is our entry-level paint correction service. This is not our multi-stage polish. We're not aiming for perfection here. We're just aiming to improve the gloss and remove some of the heavier defects. I'm not sure what you guys think, but we claim 30 to 50% improvement. I would say that is well in line with that expectation. A lot of the heavier swirls have been removed, and we have a significantly more glossy paint surface. And that's before we've put any coatings on or done anything like that. So yeah, this is a really good improvement, and it's going to make the car look a lot fresher. It's going to make the car more appealing to buyers, and it's also going to be a nice little selling point. So you might buy this car over another car purely on the basis of having this paint correction carried out. So while the car was on the ramp, I noticed that the driver's side headlight was slightly faded and yellowed, so I decided to take a bit of time to improve it. I started with a 2000 grit sanding disc and followed it up with a compound and a heavy cut microfiber pad. Then I further refined it with a medium foam pad and a polish. It is not perfect, but it has certainly taken off that yellow hazing and freshened up the front end of the car a lot. Now the polishing has been completed, we're going to be applying some protection. So on this car we're going to be putting LABOCOSMETICA HPC Pro. This is a 4-year ceramic coating. This is our sort of standard go-to coating. It's really good, really slick, so let's get this applied to the car now. So the application of the coating is pretty simple once all of the prep has been completed. Basically we're applying to a section of the car and then buffing it off. As it's both Dan and myself here, we're going to do this together in this case to save some time. So this logo here means that the tyre was made in the 21st week of the year 2016. So that makes it 8 years old. There are a few cracks in the sidewall and that's why we're going to be supplying and fitting new tyres. Excellent. Now we're moving on to the interior. It is cream caramelly sort of finish, so it does show a lot of the dirt and it's going to need a lot of work in here to get it back to as good as we can get it. Some parts like the leather seats we're going to clean, but there is a lot of creasing and damage which I'm not going to be removing today. However, we're going to freshen it up, get it ready for the new owner, and it's going to be looking and smelling and feeling a lot fresher. As these carpets were quite dirty, the best way to clean them was just to jump straight to the all-purpose cleaner, went over with a drill brush and then a heavy rinse off. As you can see, the drill brush did get a lot of the dirt out and it was all rinsed out thoroughly, and it was then left to dry in the sun since it was a nice day, which is very unusual for here in England. So onto the actual interior now. I'm going to start by spraying some fabric cleaner down first, as I find this does help make the dirt easier to hoover up. Going to make sure that we get in all of the crevices and areas we can. This is going to be then followed up by use of the drill brush for any stubborn dirt, and again we follow up with a quick hoover after this. This is a microfiber scrubby dubby pad, and it is a great tool for cleaning leather as it is effective and gentle, so so it can clean the leather really well without being abrasive, so it's definitely worth getting one in your arsenal. They are pretty cheap, you can buy them on Amazon or from any good detailing store. We have a nice little transformation here with some colour being restored to the seat, as well as taking off that slightly greasy appearance. I do this on the rest of the interior as well as the door cards, which you will see very soon.
Vision. You can remove wax, but why would you do that if folks don't want to listen? I could accrue ash and cloth from 2 sacks and preach with profit vision. Eyes wouldn't get too bad, I'm serving up true facts, but these folks swallow fiction. So I was about to give up, but God said, get up, wait. Make peace with a struggle, make war with your bubble, come on. So what's your next move, son? You better get up, get up, get up. This is the get up, get up, get up. Make moves even when the fleece don't wet up. This is the get up, get up, get up. Break through even if the heat don't let up. This is the get up, get up, get up. This is the get up, get up, get up. This is the get up, get up, get up. Now everybody, fight the power. Fight the power that feeds the pack that attacks the hour and cannibalizes belief. Boy, you a beast. God didn't give no misdirection, so have a little faith in that reflection. Be ready to get tested. All that time and energy invested.
Cleaning the rest of the seats, the rear seat did have some strange staining and marks. Not sure what it was from, maybe it was from just having the roof down. But in any case, with the scrubby dubby pad, it was very easy to remove. So one of the areas that the owner asked us to look at in specific detail was this cover for the convertible roof. I'm not sure if it's UV damage or dirt, so we're going to give it a clean and we're going to find out what it looks like.
We ain't going down, but if we go down, we'll go swing. We ain't going down, but if we go down, we'll go swing. We ain't going down, but if we go down, we'll go. This is the get up, get up, get up. Make moves even when the fleece don't wet up. This is the get up, get up, get up. Break through even if the heat don't let up. This is the get up, get up, get up. This is the get up, get up, get up. This is the get up, get up, get up. Now everybody,
So apparently to remove this, we just pull it up. So I'm going to see if that is correct or not. Oh, I have removed it. So indeed it was correct. Well, these can go in the bin. So with this replacement ashtray unit, as it has got a hole in it, we're just going to remove it. So it just pulls out like so, and then when this was installed, I'm guessing this hole was pushed through and then the wire was fed into the rest of the car. The owner doesn't want this anymore, so I'm going to use my very rusty blade just to cut that wire. And there you go. So this can go in the bin because it's no use to anyone anymore. This is a blast from the past. These were like very popular back in the 2000s. Give that a quick wipe in there, even though no one's ever going to see it. Hopefully no one ever sees it. The owner also wanted us to refit the original cup holder, which has become a little bit of a temporary rubbish bin. So this bit just pops out nice and easily. And I understand this bit does as well. Give it a quick clean. We don't want to put stuff back in when it's dirty. So then the replacement piece just pushes in like that. There you go. And we will give this a quick clean as well. That is over-engineered. Very satisfying. I have found one little Easter egg, I guess you could call it. If you move the seat, which is electric, with this switch here, it moves at that speed. If you use the button for getting in and out on the back, it moves much faster. That's quite entertaining. But yeah, there we go. The interior is pretty much done. We've only got the ashtray to fit, and you can see it's missing a gear knob. So we are getting a new gear knob delivered. We've changed the center console, so it's got the sliding cover now. The tonneau section has been cleaned about as well as it will possibly get. I fell over then. The tonneau section has been cleaned about as well as you can get it. It's not perfect, but it is over 20 years old now, or just around the 20 years old mark. Steering wheel is looking way fresher. Looks very nice. All of the carpets are back in. The seat was a little bit worse for wear, so it has been cleaned up as well as we can get it. Obviously you can't do anything about these sort of cracks. It can happen with convertibles, especially if the roof is down a lot. But I have conditioned it. So I've cleaned all of the seats. As you can see, they do look pretty good. And then this seat was cleaned and conditioned as well, just to give it a little bit of softness. The door cards were all cleaned also, so they've all been scrubbed and years of dirt have been removed. Pretty honest car overall. So if you remember from the start of the video, this piece of trim which sits at the bottom of the windscreen where the wipers are is very faded. Which is always the hardest bit, it's just getting the tape off. And the rubber strip has cracked a lot. Now, despite my best efforts searching on a variety of vendors, speaking to BMW themselves and various owners forums, turns out there is no new stock of this part worldwide, and it was on back order with an unknown ETA. So I tried my best to restore it. We started off with a clean, as you saw, and now I'm applying a replacement rubber strip which is going to sit on top of the original piece. This is because it is molded into the plastic, so you can't easily remove the factory strip. Once this has been applied, I apply a graphene-based trim restorer product, basically a ceramic coating, to try try and add some darkness and depth back to the plastic piece. And while the finished result is not perfect, it's a significant improvement, and at least it doesn't stand out as a part of the car that lets it down anymore. I don't know how well this will dry and how long it will last, but we'll try it. Slight annoyance with the ashtray. This is the item that we purchased. There is a part number, you see it says LL. This is the eBay auction that we ordered the item from, and it turns out that the description just says new, bin in storage. There's no mention that it is a left-hand drive item. The seller is based in the UK as well, but maybe they didn't know. I certainly didn't know until we tried to fit it, so no problem. We will find a different unit and get that installed in its place. So before fitting the wheels, I noticed the brake calipers were a tad rusty. Since we were putting the freshly refurbished wheels on, I quickly dusted over the calipers with some satin black paint just to improve their appearance. Talking of wheels, those are done now. They've been fully refurbished, so that's acid dipped, blasted, curbing repaired and powder coated, as well as getting the new tyres fitted. They've been done in a lovely metallic silver that we call hyper silver. Wheels can make or break a car's look, and these look like new. We can't fix the wheels and then refit the old tatty centre caps, so we purchased some new ones to go in, as well as replacement M logo stickers for the wheels. As the car was sat with us for a week waiting on the parts and the wheels to arrive, it did get a little dusty, as you would expect. So the final thing was to give the car a quick rinse down just to remove this dust. You also get a chance to see the amazing beading from the LABOCOSMETICA HPC coating. So with all of the work completed, let's have a very quick walk around the car. Let's show you the end results. Really happy with how this one's come out. It was a reasonable amount of work, but we've managed to keep the budget pretty good for the customer, and it's significantly fresher. Going to be a very nice little selling point having had all of this work done. So just a quick recap. Wheels have been fully refurbished, tyre has been removed. Obviously the old aged tyres have been replaced with these nice new Kumho Extra PS71s. So it's a nice hyper metallic silver, as you can see. We've got new centre caps, we have new BMW stickers, they have been correctly aligned of course. New LED indicators have been installed to replace the horrible yellowed original units. On the inside we have replaced the gear knob, We have also got a new ashtray to come. However, the one that we bought was left-hand drive, so we are getting that replaced with a right-hand drive unit. On the rest of the interior, we carried out a deep clean. So if you remember, the steering wheel was very shiny, so we've got that back to a factory condition. Given the floor mats a very nice clean, done all of the carpets. Obviously the carpets underneath the floor mats have all been done as well. All the leather was scrubbed, so the back, which was barely satin, is pretty much factory new. This driver's seat was a little bit worse for wear, obviously being the most used seat in the vehicle, but it has had a clean as good as it can get. Obviously the passenger seat came up a lot better and is pretty much back to factory. Same again with the carpets on this side. We changed the center console. If you remember, this had a weird sort of double cup holder, so it's now got a original ashtray with the very nicely engineered lid. The engine bay was also given a decent clean and dressed to make it look fresh again. And now you join me at the end of this detail. This car is completed, the owner is on his way to come and pick it up. I'm really happy with how this car has come out. The BMW E46 is one of my favourite shapes of 3 Series and it looks incredible now. I'm sure you can agree. The transformation has been absolutely insane for this car. We are really happy to have gotten the balance of improvement to budget just right for the customer. So whoever buys this car is going to be getting a really great low mileage example that has now got some serious protection and it's going to look amazing on anybody's driveway or garage. So with all that said and done, if you have any questions at all about any of the services that we've carried out, if you want to learn how to do it on your own car, just drop a comment below and I'll get back to you. But yeah, otherwise, thank you very much for watching the video, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one.